Hi Pisces, this is Samantha from Insights Tarot, and I'm here to give you your second half of November general reading. Is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the 15th through the 30th of November, okay? Remember Pisces, this is a general read, so it won't resonate with all of you. Take what messages you can from this reading and leave the rest, okay? I have two decks here, and that's because there's going to be two rows. The top row here is going to be about what's going on around you and outside of you. And the bottom row is what's going on inside of you. What are you thinking and feeling, okay? Now with the top row, I typically do use the Gilded Tarot, but I've switched it for the week. I'm using Mystical Manga Tarot for this week, okay? Just thought I'd let you know about the change because different cards bring about different types of symbolism. And therefore the messages will be different. Just thought I'd let you know. Okay, so without further ado, let's get rolling with your reading. What's going on around Pisces at this time? What's important for Pisces to know? What's important for Pisces? Okay, so the Five of Swords is the first card out. So some sort of conflict this week at some point. Or during this time, should I say. Let's see here. What else is going on? Okay, we've got the Nine of Swords here. So it seems you're a bit in your head now. Some conflict has you worried and stressed out. And you needed to stand up for yourself, or you could be feeling on guard at this time. Okay, Eight of Pentacles. What's going on inside? What are Pisces thinking about? And about doing it different. Okay. Okay. Decisive action, sticking up for yourself. So we have the Page of Wands here and the Knight of Swords. There it is. New start. And I feel like you're a bit scattered, Pisces. In doing this reading and the cards that I'm seeing come out, I have to just say that right off the top. Okay, so what's going on around you? Well, we have the Eight of Pentacles, which suggests that you... a couple things. Could be busy working. Okay, so you could be working a lot right now. You could be using work as a way to escape from a situation that's truly bothering you. Or you could be working on yourself, or working on you're wanting to work through and on a certain conflict. That's, at the end of the day, it's a conflict that you're wanting to walk away from. Here's the Five of Wands. Definitely a conflict that you're wanting to walk away from. And definitely here with the Eight of Pentacles, it does suggest that you've either recently had a conflict which you've walked away from, or somebody's walked away from. And now you're just, I feel like you're working on yourself, or you're working through it. You're working through the conflict, or you're working through the aftermath, okay, of that. And, you know, this card is the Apprentice card. This is about honing yourself, your skills. So I really feel like at this time, you are working on yourself. You're working on your skill set. maybe your communication skills or some other spiritual skills, whatever it is, something you're honing yourself, your life, and you're doing that by walking away from conflict, okay? You've given I really feel like this night is like a heartfelt apology, or you've given or received a heartfelt apology, and to a very tricky situation. Okay, with the Seven of Swords here, I really feel like there was some sneaky behavior, possibly even deceit or lying involved. Maybe people weren't being truthful about their feelings within the situation with the Knight of Cups and the Seven of Swords here. Whatever it is, it was dealt with, walked away from, and now you're working on yourself. If you're not to that point, you will eventually get to that point. That's the focus now, working on yourself. I feel like your focus at this time is working on yourself. This card is all about doing the work, internal and external. So even though this is what's going on around you, and it is, the consequence of that is that I really feel like at this time, for at least the Pisces I'm reading for, you're spending time being introspective and working on your own self, your own abilities. I think whatever happened here in this conflict or this argument has really made you start looking at how you deal with things of that nature, and you're questioning your own behaviors and ways of thinking. So you're working on yourself. You're honing your own skills and abilities at this time. Okay? So, because there was an argument. There was some sort of conflict with the Five of Swords here. And though you might have won it, you didn't win the battle. You might have alienated yourself. People might have walked away from you. You might have lost some friends over it. This is either you or it's them. Okay? Whatever, just know with these energies, they can be flip-flopped when I'm speaking of conflicts. Okay? So this is either you or them, but there's an essence here of change. A change in a relationship, or I'm seeing people walking away or turning their backs. So, I got that here too with the Eight of Cups. So, I really feel like you're thinking about a conflict or a disagreement or a situation where you possibly did have to stand your ground, speak your truth, and though you might have did it with fear standing behind you, you might have been afraid to stick up for yourself. In the end, you might have been victorious, but at what cost? For some, it just suggests you didn't really lose anything. Those that don't vibrate at your level, they will dissipate out of your life. What this card is pretty much suggesting for those of you that resonates with is that this won't be the last time you will have to stand up for that particular belief, because I feel like there's a lesson here to be learned, a much larger one. And that's possibly why you're in contemplation or self-reflection here, introspection, working hard and diligently to make changes in your life, in yourself, actually. This is in yourself. So whatever the situation was, it brought about fear and anxiety. Almost immediately, I feel there was stubbornness, aggression. All that red really indicates ego. It indicates, even though he's wrapped in green and purple, or she, he's surrounded by swords, and there's a monster, a couple of them inside the red. There's eyes and big fangs. And, you know, this card is, you know, with the Nine of Swords, it suggests that it's just fears. It's not really your reality. You're overthinking a situation, and you've got yourself very anxious about it. The idea here is to let go and purge away your own fears, your own thoughts, and replace them with better thoughts. Okay? Because there's no evidence to support your fears or anxieties. Possibly. That's what this card suggests. So, I really feel like you lost some sleep over this particular event, Pisces. It really bothered you deeply to your core. Because you did have to stand up for yourself here with the Nine of Wands, and she's really balancing herself there. It's like you had to jump through a ring of fire. You're on guard. You really are. You had to speak your truth here. And I feel, you know, I'm seeing a lot of red and a lot of fire, and I feel like maybe tempers might have gotten lost for some of you. Or you lost your disposition. Your ability to stay cool and calm. Or maybe it's just you had to share yourself passionately, or you're passionate about something and you shared it. And through sharing it, it might have upset others around you, which at the end of the day, from what we all know about energy, is not really your problem, Pisces. If people walk away because you shared your own truth, those people weren't meant to be in your world after all. Okay? And how they treat you is a reflection of them. It's really how did you behave here? And what can you change to better yourself if you behaved in a way that doesn't please you. That's what this card is here, this Eight of Coins. It's really wanting tangible changes within yourself. So you could really be reflecting at this time back on situation that's went on recently, some conflict or disagreement, and it really didn't sit right with you, and you might have felt like you were just sharing passionately your beliefs, but at the end of the day it caused some real issues and left you feeling very anxious. Moving into your thoughts, I feel like things went south for you and real quickly. You see the plummet, they were good, and then they just dropped. The Five of Swords. They're repeating here. These are the same cards. So you're focused on a conflict right now. Okay? And it's one that you're of two minds about. I really feel with the Two of Wands here that you're capable of pleading the case either way, good and bad. I feel like on one hand you feel you were in the right, and on the other hand you were in the wrong. Whatever it is with the Five of Cups, so you had to leave something behind, or somebody left you behind, okay, over a situation. So the first card out in your mental, so what are you thinking about, is you're thinking about doing things differently, okay? And this really, truly, it dovetails the Eight of Pentacles here about honing yourself and working on how you respond and communicate, and possibly even honing spiritual skills and thoughts and beliefs. And here you wanted to respond differently or do things differently within a argument or a conflict, okay? And you feel like you reacted different. I'm really feeling for this particular set of Pisces that you felt you reacted differently to this, whatever this was. Maybe your beliefs are different, or maybe you responded in a way that made them lift their heads up and look at you and noticed how different you really were. And maybe that's why people walked away. They didn't agree with your thoughts or what you had to share, because the swords is all about thoughts and ideas and what you had to share. So whatever was spoken here, there could have been conflicting ideas, conflicting thoughts, okay? And somebody or somebodies walked away, or you both walked away from one another, and that's because you really thought your thoughts are different, or you handled it differently. So your thoughts are on the fact that you're trying to handle a conflict differently than you ever have before, okay? It's something new, something that you're working on and honing within yourself, and this could have been a new type of conflict too for some, okay? You're not used to whatever this particular disagreement was about. Maybe it was the topic, not particularly how the conflict happened, but what the subject of the conflict was about could have been very new territory for you. Or the person you dealt with could have been a new person, but you handled it in a different way, or it was something about this was different, new. And so you had to take action, swift and immediate inspired action here. Okay, with the Knight of Swords, this suggests that you had to very much stand up for yourself. You cut straight and clear to the point. You had a sharp tongue and a sharp mouth. You spoke your mind, and you weren't taking into account other people's thoughts or feelings. And by doing that, it may have caused you anxieties or fears, because maybe you're not used to doing that, or maybe the thought of doing that gives you anxiety, okay? This Knight here does suggest there's a need for purging away of people, things and environments and situations that no longer serve you, okay, Pisces? So definitely feel for some of you it's about actions you've already taken, and for some of you it's about the idea of those actions, and for some of you these are actions that will be coming up, okay? The main feeling I'm getting here is that these are actions already taken, and or just about to be taken, or you have to take them. You're thinking about it. These are all thought cards down here. These are not things, except for what I'm feeling here. I feel for some of you, you're thinking about actions you did take. So you're just thinking about this stuff, okay? It's not up in the top row, which is exactly the things you did and are doing. You could be nostalgia here, thinking about things you previously did or things that you will be doing, okay? And you're wanting to do it differently than you ever have before, truly, with the Page of Wands here. This could indicate that with the Page of Wands that you dealt with somebody who's your age or younger, who has fire in their chart, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. It could be in their sun sign or somewhere else as well. So you could have had an argument with a fire sign or somebody who has fire sign in them. This card is also suggesting that you yourself could have some fire sign in you. So if you know the birth charts of the people in this situation with you, some of them might have fire in their charts. The other option here is air. There could be air in their charts with the Knight of Swords here. It could be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius somewhere in their chart. Doesn't have to be their sun sign either. Doesn't have to be a man. Could be man or a woman, okay? So, or you could have it in your chart. Nevertheless, thoughts are on actions. Actions you've taken or actions you will be taken. And you're thinking about this new beginning here. Okay, because it comes after the walking away, because I clearly got a feeling that there's a walking away. With this Eight of Cups here, I think you're thinking about walking away, or have walked away, or some other people have walked away from you. Okay, turn their backs on you, but their feet are up. I really feel their emotion here. Okay, so whatever this new start was, you had to defend yourself, and it created a new start. And it's going to be a plentiful new start, an abundant new start. It may not feel like it, especially with that Nine of Swords. But again, Nine of Swords is you overthinking a problem, Pisces. At the end of the day, this is you being too much in your head. You're over-worrying and overthinking and spending too much time replaying a scenario in your head. You gotta stop that. Cut and purge away that behavior and try and replace it with better thoughts. Because whatever you had to stand up for yourself here, you've completed through into a new beginning, which is on your thoughts, in your mind. That's what you're wanting. You're wanting a new beginning. I don't see that it came forth yet, but I do see it down here that you're thinking about a new beginning. So, for some of you, if an apology has been given or received, new beginning is somewhat on your mind. For others of you, it's not about mending the relationship. It's about moving forward without it. Some are going to stay and some are going to go. And it could be multiple relationships for some of you. I'm going to use John Holland's Psychic Tarot for the Heart to give an additional message to the situation. What is it that Pisces needs to know regarding the situation at hand? What's really important? Okay, so finding balance right now is very important and key to moving forward in this situation. I feel like it threw you for a loop. In fact, here I mentioned balance. She's standing on top of these 9 wands here, and definitely could be out of balance. I think whatever the situation is calling for you to find balance now. And the 2 on the card absolutely does indicate to me that this was some sort of union. Could be friendship, familial, love. It's going to be different for different ones of you. Okay, so you're going to have to find balance with your higher self, because the 2 can indicate higher self and higher power to help you move forward now. I really feel like whatever happened really threw you for a loop, because the rest and reconsiders come out. So that ties in with the 8 of Pentacles, this introspection and the honing of your own skills and self, the reconsider. Reconsider how you deal with things, how you speak, how you act, how you behave, how you think. And there's a time to rest now. Okay, I feel like for many of you, this may have already happened, and now we're like at the back side of it, and that's why we're at a period of introspection. We're reflecting now. For some of you, this is what you're going through now, so that's imperative. And for others of you, this could be what's coming up. Okay, so those are your messages for the second half of the month. I was just told the 9 here, it falls right on the 9. So you're really learning right now, Pisces, a very important lesson. And I think you know that. That's why you're looking inward, because maybe you're at a point of recognizing that how conflicts really reflect on you, how you handle them. So, you're going over your own self. I think this is a card of really looking at your own self and working on that now. So those are your messages, and I really hope that they resonate, and I hope that that you're capable of working it out within yourself, as well as if you have that opportunity to mend and want to. So comment below. Let me know. How does this resonate in your world? What is it that you're working on within yourself? What was this issue about? What was the conflict about? Was this family, friends, loved one? What caused such great fears in you? Where were you needing to defend and guard yourself? And what did you want to do different? What's the new beginning you're aiming for? And what caused so much fear? And what did you want to purge? Are you at a point of rest and self-evaluation now? Comment below, drop me a line, let me know. If you like this reading and it resonated and you like how I read, please consider hitting the like and subscribe button. Deeply appreciate that, Pisces. And if you're celebrating Thanksgiving at this time, happy Thanksgiving. Until next time, do take care. Love and light always. Namaste.